And the path, the bodhicitta and meditation here, like shamatha meditation and vipassana meditation, actually it is shamatha meditation. We call shamatha meditation helps you to recognize the nature, okay, and it's only recognition, and vipassana is the true manifestation of the mind, true nature of the mind. Yes, so therefore this both meditation called shamatha and vipassana meditation, they are like the ground, and they are like the ground and the fruit. Vipassana, shamatha meditation is the ground. Vipassana is actually the result of that that meditation. So therefore, by practicing through this vipassana meditation, or our ordinary practice, our ordinary mind, we reach beyond our ordinary mind, and we realize, or we achieve Dhammakaya. That is, yeah. So therefore, it is that is the relative. We speak of relative and ultimate. Relative is the vipassana, and the practice that we do is relative truth, and based on that we actually reach the ultimate truth, and ultimate truth is achieved through the relative truth, which means we should not think that our this practice of relative truth has no effect at all, that it has it, because it is the path. Okay, so that is mainly about the path. And now I think I will explain more about the bodhicitta. So when we speak of bodhicitta, we speak of the relative bodhicitta and the ultimate bodhicitta. Relative bodhicitta is like we speak of two kinds, relative bodhicitta. The first is we call aspiration bodhicitta. Aspiration bodhicitta means the wish of reaching enlightenment in order to benefit. There is one line that we particularly use. We say, may I reach enlightenment in order to benefit the sentient being. That is called aspiration bodhisattva vow. And application, the second one is called the application bodhisattva vow. Application bodhisattva vow refers more to the accumulating of the cause. Like for example, it means we make a wish that may I accomplish the 6 paramitas in order to reach enlightenment to benefit the sentient being. And 6 paramitas are the cause for reaching of the enlightenment. So this is the way how it is explained by a very great Indian scholar called Shantideva, and his book is called Bodhisattva Charya Avatara, the Bodhisattva's way of life. It's translated as called the Bodhisattva's way of life. It's very famous and very profound teaching. It's one of the most practiced and learned book that actually exists right now, Shantideva. Yeah, so in his book he explains the detail about these bodhisattva vows, the two kinds of bodhisattva vow. So now aspiration, this is what we generally practice regularly in our life. If we practice these two bodhisattva vows or bodhicitta, that is called relative and ultimate, like the making of the wishes. The first one is basically more of a wish, only wish, like may I reach enlightenment in order to benefit sentient being. But the latter one, which is called application bodhisattva vow, is not only a wish, there is a promise in that. Say, like I will accomplish the 6 paramita in order to reach enlightenment, and I say these 6 paramitas are the cause for reaching enlightenment. So we promise to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and to all the sentient beings, saying that I will accomplish the 6 paramitas. So that is why it has this involvement of promise in it. That is the difference between the aspiration bodhisattva vow and the application bodhisattva vow. So this is the two kinds of vows that generally we receive from our spiritual master. Our spiritual master, when they give us vow, traditionally there is a ceremony and we receive vows. These two kinds of vows are received from them, and then this is the way how we train ourselves. Every day we remind ourselves of this promise, and we cultivate that in the morning, evening, and afternoon. And that is to, as I said, train one's frame of mind positively. You are reminded of something. Yes. So and also because of cultivating of, and this bodhicitta, receiving of bodhicitta, there is a reason why it is done also, and another reason is it is said that it is the ground for the multiplying of the merit that you accumulate. It is believed and that once when you receive this bodhisattva vow, and because of that vow in you, when you accumulate one single accumulation of merit, let's say you say just one mantra of Buddha or Chinese, like Om Mani Padme Hum, for example, and when you say Om Mani Padme Hum, it's a Chinese mantra. If you say once, there is merit. But if someone who has this bodhisattva, if he says once, the merit is multiplied 100 times more. It's just because of the nature of the ground. It's two different ground. That we can understand very easily. For example, like if you have two different seeds in your hand, if you sow them on two different ground, a ground like very soft, very suitable ground, and on a very rough with lots of stone in it, though the seed is exactly the same, but the way how they will produce the result is completely different because of the ground. It's not the seed, but it's because of the ground. In the same way, this bodhisattva vow, it is the ground, and it has that effect. Maybe blessing, but usually we call the effect the ground blessing because of the blessings of the bodhisattva. So due to this kind of reasons, the great masters in Tibet and in India, like Buddha, actually told his disciples that they should give these two kinds of vows. So and also the way how we practice that is dependent on actually your time, but basically we say that it is said in Buddha's teaching that you should do this like generate like 2-3 times a day. But to generate these 3 times a day, actually it's very easy, because in the sense like if you recite the words, it will not take even like 2 minutes of you. But the real thing is not only reciting the words, actually it's reminding yourself of your promise and your of your two Buddhas, Bodhisattva and the sentient being. That actually is the, and because of cultivating that, you accumulate merit all the time. So it's all about accumulation of merit, which will give birth to the ultimate bodhicitta. Because right now we're talking about the relative bodhicitta. So relative bodhicitta helps accumulation of merit, and then it, of course, it gradually removes the negative karmas in us, like 10 kinds of negative karmas that we speak of, and other kinds of negative karmas. And because of that, wisdom manifests in us gradually. It's a gradual process, but it does manifest in us. So as the wisdom starts manifesting, we become more and more aware of the emptiness and, for example, the noble qualities of our nature, loving kindness, compassion, and compassion and the emptiness. So it's something that you will realize at that point of time. So yes, this is how everything takes place in a very gradual manner, in a very gradual process.